So, what kind of advice would you have for people who are currently in high school?
I think in high school, I would say that definitely study, maintain a good GPA, but also be involved in your activities at school.
I mean,
Whether that's
so
an
when you say
newspaper.
study, what exactly do you mean? Like, can you give us like action steps, some actionable tips?
Okay, so when I mean studying, I mean that when you go to class, make sure when you come home you go over all your lectures, all the notes that you took for that day, or if you didn't take any notes, at least prop open a textbook, read the chapter for that day, and do all your homework. The first thing you do before you do anything.
Wait. Can you go back again? I think some people probably missed that.
Yeah, I might have been going super fast for you guys, so let me just slow it down for you
Slow-mo
guys.
for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So you come home straight from school.
Uh-huh.
If you don't have any other extracurricular activities that day, you come home straight from school and you right away start doing homework. Do your homework, open up your textbooks, open up your workbooks, start doing your homework, and then not only that, look over your notes for the day. So if you had like math class that day or science class that day, look over all the notes that you took that day in class. If you didn't take any notes in class, what you should do is open the chapter that you're covering currently in class and read that chapter. Entirely.
Entirely. Okay.
Entirely.
Not
read that
skimming,
chapter.
reading it.
No, read it. Read it actively. Take notes on that chapter. Take notes. So when I mean studying, I mean active studying, like reading the chapters out of textbooks, not out of like workbooks or ebooks or dummy guides or anything. No, like go into your textbook, read the textbook, take notes on it, and then you have notes for the next day. And then not only that, that's just day one of a new theme or a new topic that you're
Okay,
starting in
so
class.
during
You have
that
to carry over.
process, so you're also reading ahead.
Yes, I'm also reading ahead. So, for example, if I start a new semester, I make sure I get my books in early because once I have my books down early, I start reading that chapter. I read the first chapter right off the bat as soon as I get a book.
Uh-huh.
So that's why when I'm in class that first day, I've already read chapter 1.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's a big tip. I think most people, including myself back in school, didn't really do. Right?
Yeah, that's something that I picked up on maybe when I got around 10th grade when the courses started stepping up in difficulty and complexity. I started to read ahead. Before I was doing just like probably everyone else, starting when the professor started. You want to start before the professor teaches.
starts.
Exactly, and you want to stay at least one lesson or a couple lessons ahead of the guy.
Really? So you actually like when you say lessons, like chapters or like chapter sections ahead?
So for math and science chapters.
So you're one full chapter ahead of the class.
Exactly. And that came into handy when I was taking advanced placement courses or AP courses, especially for physics and for calculus. I would do all of that stuff. So I would do a chapter ahead. So if they were doing differentiation in class, I was already on like the integral chapter in class and on my own free time. On the weekends or whatever. But weekends, what I do is, when we're talking about studying, I'm talking about studying during the week, but on the weekends, try to tone it down. And at least keep one day just where you don't have anything to study or any homework
One day
to
to
do.
yourself.
One day to
Relax
detox and just relax. Because you don't want to burn yourself out too. High school is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right. Wait, so if you're studying, so if you come back from school, you study the textbook, take notes on that chapter, where do you find time to go a chapter ahead?
So the thing is to start early. So when you start earlier in the semester, you get your books early and just start right away.
Because you kind of have that. Okay, interesting. So it's kind of like your preseason.
Yeah, it's kind of like my preseason, my pre-gaming, whatever you want to call it. You just get ready before the semester even starts. So you're putting in your reps in before the actual season starts.
Well, I think for everybody out there at home, definitely take notes on that. That's a big tip right there right now, right? Because I've been trying to tell my younger brother the same thing. He's currently in high school.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell him you have to be a full chapter ahead.
Exactly,
so
full
I'm trying
chapter
to
ahead.
ingrain that in him.
Second tip is don't go for the PDFs. Don't go for electronic versions of books. Go get the textbook. I know the textbook is a little more. Borrow the textbook. Go to your library and get a textbook. A lot of libraries these days carry the textbook. And libraries these days are not just for going and browsing the internet and email. They actually still have books. They still have books there. So you can go in there, check out a book. And they have a lot of textbooks like right on file. Just check it out. And it's a lot cheaper. You don't have to go on Amazon and buy a book. Just go ahead. But stick to textbooks because I've found that I've done all my studies just from textbooks. That's carried me through high school, through undergrad,
So
grad,
what exactly
and
is wrong
so forth.
with PDFs or ebooks?
You can't really take notes. And the thing is, I like to sometimes take notes, sometimes in the margins, not literally, or like I have a book right there. You have something like...
So you actually Taking notes inside the
taking
book.
notes, and then you have something to carry around with you sometimes. Like you're eating lunch somewhere or whatever, you have a book or something, a workbook, you're taking notes, or you have something to carry along with you.
Interesting.
Instead of, you're not going to lug your Lenovo laptop with you to lunch or whatever to take notes or study.
Right.
So textbooks have been a big boon and have been a big part of my success.